just inside the Forest half. Wharton's ball over the top was looking for Devaney. Lovely idea from Adam Wharton, just lifted it diagonally. Devaney made the run but couldn't get there in time.
No, he did. He's a class act, isn't he, Wharton? Since he's come in, he's such a key player. He's quite happy to keep it simple, but then when he gets into those advanced positions, he looks for that quality ball over the top, and he just overhits that a little bit. Spotted the run but just overhit it.
Here is Forest in possession inside their penalty area from the goal kick, as it's up towards the figure of Dan Ndoye, who can't control on the right wing, so it's out for a throw to Palace, with it's reaching the midway point in the first half, and the score's still 0-0, and Palace actually have a player down here. Tyrick Mitchell is going to need a bit of attention. Didn't see what happened to cause him that problem there, and Anthony Taylor just telling the medics not to come on just yet, because Mitchell's hoping not to have to go off the pitch, and he has done just that and avoided having to come off the pitch. So Mitchell will get play back underway by taking the throw himself in the sunshine here in South London. 0-0 as an errant crossfield pass is seized upon by Hudson-Odoi. Munoz was wise to it though, and gets it safely back to Dean Henderson. Just a bit sleepy from some of the players so far, and I do wonder as well, you've got to factor in that Palace played on Thursday, because they had a play-off. It was still a strong team. There was no Eza because of all the Arsenal talk that was swirling around, but your Matetas and Munoz's and Wharton's all played.
They did, and it was a tough game, you know, a team that was just going to sit back and defend, and they had to keep trying to break them down. Eventually they got that goal, but certainly will have taken something out of them. So yeah, maybe just taking a little bit of time to get up to pace.
Devaney trying to show some pace midway inside the Forest half, but he's slowed down by a cluster of cream shirts and has to go wide to Mitchell instead. He goes further back to Mark Gay in the centre circle now. It's picked up by Adam Wharton, who plays it to his right, and Chris Richards. Richards had the option of sliding it wide to Munoz, and it's gone that way now, courtesy of Ismaila Sarr, and Munoz has managed to whip the ball in towards the near post, and Matt Sells has patted it behind, but the assistant on this near side, Adam Nunn, says that the ball had already gone out, so it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, it's really difficult to see. You thought that Munoz had just managed to dig the ball out. It's really good play from him. His first touches, I actually don't think that had gone out to play. I've just watched the replay again, and he takes a big touch out of his feet on the right hand side and manages to dig the cross out, and Sells has to come across and try and punch it. It probably would have sneaked in at that near post.
So sent on by Matt Sells. Palace won it initially, but the second ball has been taken down by Gibbs White, who nearly fed it through for Dan Ndoye. Gay's pass slips it into the path of Wharton. He nicks it on for Munoz, looking for the give and go with Mateta, and Devaney over the top. Munoz is chasing this, but it will be Matt Sells. Palace nearly finding a way through the Forest rearguard though.
Yeah, it was a nice idea, and there was a lovely little over initially to set up the move that took out a couple of Forest players. But yeah, again, just overhit the pass towards, it was Mateta running through.
Wood wins the long ball forwards in the air, and Hudson-Odoi has touched it off to Gibbs White. He goes further back to Elliot Anderson. Anderson for Gibbs White, who's got time on the ball here. That's never a good idea from the team defending the moment to allow him to have, but he has decided to retreat further into towards the halfway line. So Forest knocking it around at the moment. Palace going to close, and Forest back on halfway now. Murillo's low flat pass down the right channel is cut out though by Munoz. Now Ismaila Sarr bursting into space and running into it. Good carry this from Ismaila Sarr. Poked through for Mateta, whose touch just let him down at the last. Excellent work by Sarr to carry it forwards so far. And his pass to Mateta looked decent, but Mateta's touch let him down.
Yeah, it did. That's exactly what Sarr can do. He can take you up the pitch. He dribbles so quickly with the ball at his feet. He starts just over the halfway line and just carries on going. And yeah, his ball through to Mateta, just that first touch let him down.
Palace still looking for their first Premier League goal of the season. They put in a very good battling performance at Chelsea on the opening weekend, and of course felt that they should have scored, but Abera Eza's free kick was ruled out by virtue of that fairly obscure rule that not many people were aware of until it was announced over the tannoy by the referee. You can't be within 1 metre of the defensive wall. Here is Mateta for Palace, in towards Sark, crunched by Anderson. The rebound is come the way of Chris Richards, though, who can just knock it square deep in Palace territory to Mark Gay. 26 minutes gone, 0-0, and plenty of huff and puff, but not too many goal-mouth opportunities to speak of as of yet. Richards has played a big spray out to the left side, and Tyrick Mitchell did well to control that. Plays it back to Will Hughes, who's bang on the halfway line. Square pass from him for Richards. Palace with everyone inside the Forest half now. Daniel Munoz on the right flank, held up by Hudson-Odoi, just waiting for some support. Finds it eventually in Richards, but Palace are forced to retreat. Lacroix to the edge of the area. Sarr felt he was bundled off it. Will Hughes has worked it to the left. The low ball in was good, but Milenkovic's positioning was excellent as well, and he makes the clearance from inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah, Crystal Palace work it well from right to left. It goes out to that left-hand side, and Mitchell just tries a low cross right on the penalty spot, but the two defenders of Nottingham Forest, Milenkovic and Murillo, the positioning is so good, and they end up clearing the ball. Nice build-up play from Palace, though.
So Chris Richards will take this throw for Palace, nearly at the halfway mark of the game, as we await the opening goal in South London. Had been so much hype ahead of this match about the off-field issues, but on the pitch it's not really got going as of yet. Richards' long throw in towards the penalty spot area. Mateta making a nuisance of himself and eventually cleared away, but it will be a free kick for Forest inside the penalty area. Anthony Taylor, I think, spotted a high boot.
I think he did. Anthony Taylor was in a really good position. I'm just waiting to see it again. Straight away he said it was a free kick, but it was a long throw that came in from that left-hand side, and as they go to clear it, I still don't know actually, Mark. Watching it again, is it maybe the challenge? Oh yeah, it's an arm round. I think it was round Gahey. Well,
they might have had a brief check to see if there was anything untoward the other way there, because Anthony Taylor held up play briefly, but VAR spotted nothing, and Devaney meanwhile has spotted Sarr, who rolled away from Murillo initially. Now it's Mateta, edge of the area, goes for goal, beaten away by Sells. Good hit from Mateta, save you'd expect Sells to make. First serious save either keeper's been forced into, and now Forest looking to pounce on the counter-attack. Cut out by Richards. Munoz with the big spray up towards Mateta. Aina controls and dummies away from Mateta, and then plays it forwards to Dan Ndoye on halfway. He spins it round the corner for Morgan Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White briefly held up by Lacroix. Good overlap though from Ndoye. This is dangerous. Ndoye into the area. Low ball across. Hudson-Odoi tries to lay it off. Couldn't find Anderson, and the chance comes and goes.
It does. Two really good bits of play, first from Palace and then from Nottingham Forest.
So with nearly half an hour played, it's livening up. Still 0-0 though between Palace and Forest at the moment. Murillo just inside the Forest half, brings it forwards a couple of steps, and then waits for Mateta to come and close.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete AI creation platform. Describe what you want, and watch it take shape. You can plan, customize, and expand in any direction. From tools built for one to platforms ready for many. From passion projects to enterprise-grade systems. Everything is built in and ready to launch. It's a new world of creation, where you can go as far as your imagination takes you. Can you imagine it? Let's make your dream a reality right now.
Okay, if there's one AI site builder you need to meet, it's this dope tech from Wix. Now this whole flow is a conversation, so your words actually build your website. I'm going for a store. And after a free-flowing conversation, I get this detailed site brief. And just like that, my first draft is ready. Now that's dope. Next, you can really get in there and style it your way. Here's the fun part. You can regenerate this whole thing over and over. Or you can tweak something specific, like your layout. Let me describe what I had in mind. Yeah, that's fire. If there was ever a time to speak life into your dreams, it's right now using the Wix AI website builder.
again in possession, knocks it square to Williams, and now Anderson heaves it into the figure of Ndoye. His flip forwards though harmlessly through to Dean Henderson. Well, Jean-Philippe Mateta with a really fierce strike there that was saved by Sells.
Yeah, do you know, it's been a really good battle between him and the two centre-halves. This time he just manages to pull off them, and he's a distance from goal, but his shot's got enough power on it. But like you say, it's a shot that you would expect Sells to save.
Down the line looking for Devenny here, who's got the wrong side of his man. Justin Devenny, options in the centre. Can he find any of them? He can't. Delayed too long. Murillo got back, makes the block. It's a Palace corner, but it could have been a whole lot more for them.
Yeah, he just took too many touches, Devenny. The ball gets played into him. It's a really good run initially into the channel. There's a few players making the run. I think it's Sarr that's just at the far post, and he just took that extra touch and allowed allowed Nottingham Forest to get back and defend.
Half an hour gone then. Will Hughes with the corner kick for Palace. Both sides have had openings without there being a real glut of opportunities. And Hughes over this corner from the left-hand side for Palace. So an outswinger from his left boot here. Palace have about 4 men by the penalty spot as Hughes hits that area, and the header I think was from Milenkovic rather, and was back towards his own goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think it was. I think he knew what he was doing. I'm not sure anybody else did, but as the cross came in, the corner came in, yeah, very nonchalantly just nods it back to the keeper.
Well, if
Brilliant.
he meant that as a header back under pressure, that really
Brilliant.
is saying something. Forest have it with Williams on the left flank. He's got Munoz blocking off the route down the line, so goes infield to Hudson-Odoi, touched off to Gibbs-White again. He plays it wide to Anderson, who's got Munoz going through the back of him. It's a lovely scoop forwards to try and find Hudson-Odoi down the left, and I think he was just caught in his heels a little bit there, wasn't expecting it, so it goes behind for